Over the past 2 years, the conflict in Ukraine has captured global attention and has been shaped by powerful political narratives that have significantly influenced public perception and support. These narratives, often driven by media portrayal and commentary, have created a complex landscape where misconceptions and exaggerated claims have hindered robust backing for Ukraine. The prevailing narrative of Ukraine's imminent collapse fostered fear and skepticism, leading many to question the effectiveness of international aid and assistance. This alarmist framing not only affected the morale of the Ukrainian people, but also influenced political discourse, making it challenging for governments and citizens alike to rally behind a nation fighting for its sovereignty. As we delve into this topic, we will explore how these narratives emerged, the role they played in shaping public opinion, and the implications for Ukraine's struggle for survival in the face of adversity. From early 2024 to early 2025, this dire narrative of imminent defeat continued to be echoed. Articles highlighted the depletion of Ukrainian ranks and increasing frustration among soldiers, many of whom were critical of their government's slow recruitment efforts. Meanwhile, military personnel described a lack of essential equipment, often relying on personal funds or civilian volunteers to obtain necessary supplies. This disconnect between the soldiers and their leadership in Kiev painted a picture of chaos and mismanagement, reinforcing the idea that Ukraine was on the verge of defeat. Now let's look at different headlines from major Western media outlets, including BBC, CNN, The Nation, The New York Times, and The Washington Post. For instance, CNN features a headline about Zelensky warning of a shortfall in vital aid, but the article itself presents a different narrative. It describes a battalion commander named Dima, who was in charge of around 800 men fighting in some of the fiercest and bloodiest battles of the war, most recently near Pokrovsk, a strategic eastern town that is now on the brink of falling to Russia. Does CNN actually expect Western leaders to act immediately to rescue a town on the brink of collapse? Not at all. The narrative was designed to make CNN appear balanced. The same imminent collapse narrative is echoed here. Ukraine front could collapse as Russian gains accelerate, stated the BBC. A soldier chose a radical way to publicize troop fatigue, he deserted, reported the New York Times. The Washington Post noted that frontline Ukrainian infantry units are facing an acute shortage of soldiers. It is abundantly clear that the current course is unsustainable and, if continued, is likely to lead to either Ukrainian collapse or direct NATO involvement in the war with Russia, according to The Nation. Now, let's do a reality check. The situation on the ground has shifted dramatically. It remains a challenging scenario for both Ukraine and Russia. Contrary to the previously dominant narrative, Ukraine has not collapsed. Instead, discussions have evolved around how long Ukraine can sustain its military efforts without US aid, with some analysts suggesting they could endure throughout 2025. Additionally, Russian advances have noticeably slowed, and there are signs that Russian forces are facing increasing casualties and logistical challenges. This reality stands in stark contrast to the doomsday predictions that have circulated for over a year. In conclusion, the narrative of Ukraine's imminent collapse has proven to be not only exaggerated but fundamentally flawed. It has become a self-fulfilling prophecy that has influenced public perception and political decisions, leading leaders such as Donald Trump and J.D. Vance to believe that supporting Ukraine was futile. Journalists and analysts who perpetuated this narrative must critically examine their role in shaping this discourse. The constant doomsaying has not only harmed Ukraine's morale, but has also contributed to a perilous political climate that undermines support for a nation fighting for its survival. Thank you for joining us today. If you found this analysis insightful, please like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to check the description below for links to our sources. We'll see you next time.